Shalom, fellow subscribers. Welcome to another episode of the Swordcut Sharpie 2 channel. My name is Priest Brother Tuaber Khan. I have reading for me in the background.
Priest Marshal
Khan. So this will be a video somewhat revisited of a previous video I did about 2.5 years ago concerning who is Esau or Edom. Okay, which will go into Esau, which we teach is a biblical name of the so-called white race. You understand? And we want to bring out the scriptures and things of that nature that goes into that. All right, bring out some understanding of it as well with the scriptures and basically what's going on in the world today concerning them, prophecies of them, okay, ones that were fulfilled already, ones that are presently being fulfilled, and the ones that have not been fulfilled yet concerning them meaning Edom, okay. Certain doctrines are floating around concerning who's the so-called white race today. Some people are calling them Japheth, okay, meaning that the Caucasian Europeans, okay, men are saying that all these so-called white people today stem from them. They're all the seed of Japheth, not Esau or Edom. Certain men are teaching that Esau and Edom or brown skin or was reddish brown, okay, when it came out, when it said the first came out red. So with that, we want to give the understanding of these things and concerning that and cut these doctrines that are out there of those false teachers is bringing out this information with that as one of the basis of their teachings. Okay, and further give understanding as usual from the Swordcut Sharpie, the word of the Lord, the Bible perspective. So the brother Marshal is going to read Genesis 25 and 25 because I want to go into something real quick concerning the doctrine of the meaning of red. Men like to play semantics and word games with the word red, okay, concerning what it is, all right, but red is red, man. If you don't know what the color red is by now, being a grown man, then that's your problem, man, okay, because there is a red people on this earth today, man, and we're going to bring them out who they are according to the Bible, all right, so bring out the book of Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. Let's start with this, though.
It first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Right, Esau, okay, which was the firstborn son of Isaac and Rebekah. Okay, so we're going to go into who this man is. It said the first came out red all over like a, what?
Like an hairy garment.
Right, so the brother requested us to do a video concerning this fellow subscriber / brother, all right, concerning this. In the Hebrew, okay, it's Adamanya, okay, for those that speak, okay, a certain different dialect of Hebrew, they'll say Adamoni, okay, but the Hebrew word for that, Adamoni or Adamanya, okay, represents the word red or ruddy, okay, that's what it states, okay, when I looked up the word, it says red or ruddy, okay, concerning that. So it says that the first came out red. The English translators put the word red there instead of the word ruddy, and I'm going to show you why they did it. Okay, instead of just putting the word ruddy there, okay, go to show you that Esau did not come out ruddy. He came out red, you understand? And to show the difference when it comes to the complexion of a person, there's a difference between ruddy and red, the actual redness of your skin versus the word ruddy, like it was with King David, okay, his son Solomon, things of that nature. So when it came to King David, all right, when you go into it, let's go to 2 Samuel 16 and 12 with the definition of the word ruddy. Okay, I meant to tell you to bring your Bible dictionary, but when you go into the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, the definition of the word ruddy, okay, it goes into the dark skin of the Hebrews, okay, and contrasts it because the bulk of the Hebrews were dark skin, brown skin, or pale skin as far as the tannish of him, which is the different shades of brown perspective. Okay, let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 16, verse 12. I believe that's what it is. Or verse, Salakia, 1 Samuel. Yeah. All right. I just pulled the scripture on top of my head. 1 Samuel chapter 16 and
verse 12.
Verse 12, yeah, Khan.
And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy and withal, of a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look to. And the Lord said, Arise, anoint him, for he is he. Right,
so this is in the ruddy aspect as far as describing King David. And when you read on down, it speaks of, you know, the Philistine warrior Goliath, you know, basically looking upon David like, what is this man or this boy doing facing a champion like me? And he made mock of him because of the fact that he was ruddy. Okay, when you get to understanding. So, despite the fact that, you know, the Hebrews, the dark skin will come in different shades of brown, like it's brought out through the scriptures in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. When you look up the word ruddy, you understand, David was ruddy in difference of the dark skin. He wasn't dark skin or brown skin. You got Negroes that have that ruddy complexion, okay? And since I like to watch basketball like most Negroes and most men, okay, that like to watch sports, I refer you to this guy, Stephen Curry, okay? He has a ruddy look. Or Deron Williams, he has a ruddy look, okay? Or the ESPN analyst Chris Broussard, he has a ruddy look. These are Negroes or so-called African Americans that have that ruddy look. It's like a palish red look. Okay, you can look it up for yourself and Google these men. It's like a palish red look. Okay, but you can tell they still got their Negro features though. They're not Caucasian, so-called Caucasians or so-called white people. They have a palish red look. Okay, but you know they have that the Negro features. So that's how King David looked. You can Google those images on your own. All right, so it's like a fair-skinned countenance. All right, and most people will consider that as a beautiful skin complexion, like a light skin or like a so-called yellow bone or more like a red bone. That's what they would call them. Okay, like you can look up red bone. That's how King David was. That's how his son Solomon was. Okay, and that's why I described him as such. And we read about Esther in the Apocrypha. She was that way as well. All right, she was very beautiful. That's why I read about her in the first chapter. Xerxes, okay, was very intrigued by her beauty. Because a lot of people will look at that red bone, light colored skin as the best colored skin as far as performing beauty. That's why a lot of these dark skinned people, they like to go against that by saying the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, okay, and things of that nature. Or you think you all of that because you light skinned, you know, these ghetto terminologies. Well, that's how King David was, and that's what the ruddiness was. It doesn't mean he was a red man, okay, like you like these KKK members like to say, okay. No, but the ruddiness of it is dealing with that red bone skin. It's a different skin complexion than what the so-called white people have today. So read it again out.
And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy and withal, of a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look to.
Right, so let's show you that ruddy is not going into, oh, he was just a red-faced individual. It was a fresh-faced look, okay, like of a young child look, okay. Go into chapter 17, verse 42. All right, because this is the other definition of Adomoni or Adomanya, okay, for the word ruddy when you go into the Hebrew in Genesis 25 and 25. Read what you got out.
And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disclaimed him.
Well, he disdained him, read.
He disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy and of a fair countenance.
Right, so he looked upon him because he looked like a little baby kid, okay. He had a fresh-faced look upon him, okay. Like I said, look up Stephen Curry, okay, the guard for the Golden State Warriors, or Deron Williams, okay, or men of that stature. They had that type of look, so he looked like a little baby, like a baby-faced look. You understand? And that's why Goliath didn't take him seriously at first. It wasn't because, oh, he had this look like he was just red, okay, just a red-faced boy or red-faced male looking at you, and that's the reason why you would disdain him. No. All right, he had a countenance about him. He was a real handsome man, like a little fresh-faced, cute, so-called cute, handsome kid. Okay, that's what he had, that type of look, that fresh face of a child. The fair countenance represent that he had no flaws in his skin. He had smooth skin, and it was very ruddy, shiny, like a palish pinkish red, okay, or like a red bone or a light skin. That's the type of color that David had. That's a description of a person when it comes to the word ruddy. Okay, according to the Bible and the Bible Dictionary. But that doesn't mean that the Jews, okay, were so-called white people, because the Zondervan Dictionary, as well as many other scriptures, okay, show you that the Israelites were a nation of color. And we're going to further prove that all throughout in this Esau Edom video. Okay, so go to Genesis chapter 25, verse 25 again.
And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Now, the other definition of Adomanya is red, okay? And when you go into this definition, it just says strictly red. Because you do have races of people on this earth today who are just straight red. And has nothing to do with the ruddiness of like what we brought out with King David. Okay, they are just straight up red. People refer to them as rednecks, their necks being red. And that's the so-called white race, or the individuals amongst them, or the different sects that you have amongst them, okay, being of that skin tone. All right, and there was an internet clip of this woman, Kelly Osbourne, man. She got scorched, man, with the sun, okay, and she was red as hell, man. She looked like a damn lobster, man. Okay, the Lord didn't burn her. I think something happened where her tan went bad, and she looked as red as hell. I'm gonna show you a little image of this on my phone, man. Okay, and I'll read it again. Hot.
And the first came out red all over like in a hairy garment.
Right. This is exactly how Esau came out. Okay, this is red. Okay, look at that, man. All right, this is straight. This is how they are, man. These so-called white dudes, they come out looking red all over, man. So this is not ruddy. This is straight red. Okay, this is some form of disformity of the skin, man. All right, because you can catch cancer. All right, you catch cancer having this type of skin color, man. All right, red. Okay, read it again out.
And the first came out red all over like in hairy garment.
Right, there's no other nation or individuals in the Bible, okay, that look like this, okay, outside of Edom, okay, that was known as being red. Okay, straight red. All right, you can't get around this, man. All right, red. All right, show me Japheth being red in the Bible. Show me anybody being red in the Bible. We went into ruddy, which was dealing with the red bonus of okay, matter of fact, I'll show you this guy that was talking about this. I'll show you Stephen Curry. Okay, how King David looked. Okay, with the ruddiness of an individual, you will see the difference. Okay, read it again out.
And the first came out red.
Right, the Lord said the first came out red, like what we just showed you. Okay, with Kelly Osbourne. Okay, being red like a damn lobster, man. Okay, now I'm gonna show you this guy. Okay, Stephen Curry, man. All right, as far as the red bonus of him. Okay, this you probably have a better images on your phone of him. This is how King David had this similar skin tone as this guy. These Negroes that have skin tone like this. Now, doesn't mean that he has Caucasians in his family or not. All right, two dark-skinned people could come together and have a child, even though his father like a medium skin complexion. All right, so you have these different Negroes that come in these different skin tones, and some of them are red. You know, they look like some of them are even nicknamed themselves red. Okay, could be because of their red hair or because they have that red bone look. Okay, almost like an albino look, but maybe a tint or two darker, or a shade or two darker than an albino. Okay, like a red bone complexion. Okay, read it again out.
And the first came out red all over like in hairy garment.
Right, but when you look at that Kelly Osbourne, you know, photo I just showed you, okay, she was red, man. And give me Job. Okay, give me Job chapter 33, verse 25. I just thought about this scripture on top of my head, man. Sometimes most time babies come out looking like that, man. And you could Google these images of these babies when these so-called white people, their babies start crying, they turn red as hell, man. All right, so don't think like as if it's impossible for a baby to come out red, because I've seen it many times. Okay, babies can come out red as hell, man. Okay, give me this is going back to that ruddy what we just read in Samuel concerning how the Philistine Goliath looked down upon David because of his ruddiness and the fact that he was of a fair countenance and was like an appearance of like a youthful of a child. This goes into what Job brought out concerning this. Job chapter 33, verse 25.
All right, verse 25. His flesh shall be made fresher than a child.
It said that his flesh shall be made fresher than a child. Okay, because sometimes like what they call that baby face look. Okay, the baby face light skin look. Okay, read on.
All right. He shall return to the days of his youth.
Right, so the bottom line is that it says that his flesh shall be fresher than a child. So a child could come out looking like a ruddy complexion, like what we just showed you with Stephen Curry, or you could Google it yourself, Deron Williams or Chris Broussard. Or they could come out looking red as hell like Kelly Osbourne here when their skin color was revealed. A lot of these, you know, so-called Caucasians, they spend all these monies okay, on tanning salons to get their skin color tannished or looking brown to appear somewhat quote unquote normal. But a lot of times their tannins will go bad and the sun will shine directly on them and they'll start appearing red like lobsters, man. And that's how Esau came out looking. Go back to Genesis 25:25 out.
And the first came out red all over like in hairy garment.
Right, so they were the only nation on this earth to come out red. There was no other nation on this earth because Esau became a nation. Go jump over to chapter 25, verse 21. All right, Esau became a nation of people. So this is a nation of people, man, descended from this red individual on this earth. Read verse 21 out.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren.
Read on.
And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Said what?
2 nations are in thy womb.
It says 2 nations are in thy womb, man. So we understand that Esau became, okay, the progenitor or the father of one of those nations. The other nation is referring to Jacob or Israel. You understand? Read on.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Right, so jump over to chapter 25, verse 25 again, one more time.
And the first came out red, all over like in hairy garment.
Read on.
And they called his name Esau.
Right, so go to Revelation now. Give me Revelation, okay, chapter 12, verse 3. Okay, let's get into that. All right, now this is the understanding of the red dragon in the book of Revelation. This red dragon is referring to their nation of people, man. Okay, when you read Genesis chapter 25, verse 25, that's why the author and Moses specified them being red, man. It's going to the red dragon, man, which represents their nation. Okay, read the red nation, the so-called white race. Read Revelation chapter 12, verse 3.
And they appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon.
Right, now notice it says a great red dragon, but I got an artist depiction of a red dragon right here. Now notice, all right, despite the fact that it's a red dragon, notice it's pinkish pale. But yet, when you look at the bottom of it, it says the great red dragon. So when artists drew the red dragon, they depicted him as being sometimes pinkish, palish pink, or flesh color, because that's how these so-called white people, their skin tone could come into this complexion as well. All right, but notice it says a red dragon, but it's not that beet red, because not all people on this earth have that beet apple red neither, like we just showed you in Kelly Osbourne. All right, so even though that complexion, which you could Google it yourself, that complexion showed itself to be pinkish or reddish or light reddish, it was still considered to be red, all right, according to the artist's depiction. So they got the understanding, because when you look at the word pink, pink is a derivative of red. Okay, yes. Okay, how do you make pink? Red and white. So the lighter of red, the pinker it becomes. The darker the pink, the redder it becomes. You understand? That's how their nation of people come in, man. Okay, so read again, Revelation chapter 12, verse 3.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon.
Right, and that represents them, man. Okay, read.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Right, the heads represent identity. There's a separate show that I want to go into to deal with Revelation, the 12th chapter, verses 1 through 4. Because the brother Marshall and I, we already did Revelation 12 breakdown somewhat after verse 3 or 4. We went into how this red dragon, okay, was symbolically representing the Edomite nation, because when we read on down, it talks about how it wanted to devour the man-child as soon as it was born, and the man-child twofold referring to the nation of Israel, but more importantly is going into Christ. And that man-child that wanted to devour Christ was Herod, and Herod was an Edomite. All right, so when John the Revelator wrote Revelation the 12th chapter, he knew that it was referring to the nation. He referred to them as red like Moses did to Edom, and that person that wanted to devour the man-child is referring to Herod, okay, who was an Edomite. And then on top of that, the Edomite nation has always sought to have perpetual hatred and devourment of our nation anyways, throughout history, even to this present and near future. That's not going to stop. You understand? So that's going to their nation. But the brother and I, we're going to do that, and then you can email, request it. We'll go into that red dragon more precise. But just to bring this out, the redness of that dragon, as we showed you in the photo, I'm going to show you again, okay, is more pinkish. Okay, look at it. It's more pinkish. Now, you got other cartoon image of it appearing much more redder, and there are people coming in this sort of red too. But if you notice, it's more of a pinkish paint going into red, which goes to show you that also represent the red dragon, and their skin tone is like a pinkish pale, which can also be referred to as red, as what Esau came out in Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. But now we got to understand to what degree is that red. Okay, because the 7 heads, like I said, we're going to more so represents the 7 identities, and also the 7 crowns represent that these identities were in rulership. Okay, but that's something more that we're going to have to go into. So now we got to understand how deep that red was. Okay, so let's go to Isaiah, because we remember it said that the red dragon. All right, we showed you the images of the red dragon being pinkish to pale. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. Okay, now let's show him something again.
Isaiah 13 and 6.
Read.
Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand.
Right, so Isaiah the 13th chapter, okay, is going to the day of the Lord, which also represent judgment day. All right, read.
Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
Right, so the day of the Lord is going to come as a destruction from the Almighty Yahweh. Read.
All right, verse 7. Therefore shall all hands be faint.
Right, meaning that no one's going to be able to stop this destruction. And as the destruction is unfolding, people are going to get scared, very scared. Read.
All right. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
Right, every man's heart is going to melt in the day of the Lord, in the judgment day, and the destruction that the Lord has ordained for the society to go through is going to cause, okay, every man's heart to melt, which includes women and children as well. Read.
And they shall be afraid.
And the people are going to be afraid. Read.
Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them.
Now, if you really look at it, all these different so-called terrorist attacks that's going on in the world today, who is the main people that's being afraid of it? You blacks and Hispanics don't give a damn. So long as you got the nigger woman to have sex with, or you got a blunt, okay, you got BT, you got a club to go to, okay, you got some liquor, some weed, whatever you guys do. You got basketball on, whatever, football, whatever you got, this man puts out there, your mind is occupied. You don't give a damn. A damn bomb could just blow up across the street from you. That might cause some form of a shock, but you don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? You'll probably go on Facebook and tweet it. That's how we are as a nation of people. But the people that's really sorrowful and really going through anxiety and stress right now is the so-called white race, man. They're really flipping out on this stuff that's going on in the world today with the different terrorist attacks and everything. So this Isaiah the 13th chapter is mainly going into them as far as the day of the Lord and pains and how they will be afraid. It's really going to them because they're the ones that's going to feel it the worst. Okay? Like what happened with that Boston Marathon a week or two ago. They really felt that the worst, man. And there's going to be more than that. All types of stuff going to be going on all throughout the 4 corners of the world. Read.
All right. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them.
Read.
They shall be in pain as women that travail.
Right, because the Lord said that was going to happen. Like it tells you, I believe in Isaiah the 19th chapter, Egypt shall mourn like women, man. Okay, because that's spiritually referring to America, man. The people are going to mourn, and they're going to mourn like a woman that's about to give birth, man. Read.
All right. They shall be amazed one at another.
Now stop. It says that they shall be amazed one another. So we're going to have to find out who specified as that day. Okay, read.
Their faces shall be as flame.
Now we got to stop and understand right here because we just read Revelation. We read Genesis 25, okay, when it says that the first came out red. Then we read Revelation 12 and 3, the identity of them being red. We went into the Google image of the red dragon, showed it to be some. It could come into a pinkish or a pale, which represents that their skin texture of their nation comes in that complexion as well. And then it says that these people that are going to be amazed and they're going to be sorrowful and they're going to experience the most pain in the day of the Lord's judgment. The Lord said their faces shall be as flames. Now, it's not talking about the ancient Babylonians because the ancient Babylonians were a brown-skinned nation of people. They were Hamites for the most part. Then how is it that their face is going to be as flames? What color is a flame? Okay, and the question is that it said that they should be amazed one at another. Hold that. Give me Exodus. Hold Isaiah. Okay, give me Exodus chapter 15, verse 14. It says they shall be amazed one at another. And their amazement that they're going to have towards all this destruction that's going to be going on in the day of the Lord, it's going to turn their faces into flames, man. Okay, their faces going to be as flames. You should have seen them when that bomb went off, okay, in the Boston Marathon nonsense that went down a couple weeks ago, whatever, and that issue with that quote, that government code word, little brother, big brother nonsense going on. And these people were scared to death, man. And their officers were on the podium. Their faces was red as hell, man. Because these people, when they go through stress and anxiety, their skin tone turns pinker and reddish more. All right. So when it says their faces should be amazed one another. So in the day of the Lord's judgment, they're going to be amazed to the point their faces will be as flames. And the color of flames goes into a reddish orange, right? Well, let's see what the Bible says concerning that. But first, read Exodus chapter 15, verse 14.
The people shall hear and be afraid.
Right, so when the Lord brought judgment after we came up out of Egypt, Moses prophesied that the people, okay, will hear and be afraid. So this is going to the Lord's judgment overall, although it's specifically going to when we came up out of Egypt. All right, let it be known, this specifically referred to when we came up out of Egypt and he heard about what the Lord did to Pharaoh and his chariots. All right, but this is how the people are going to be when the Lord brings his judgment on the earth. Read.
All right. The people shall hear and be afraid. Sorrows shall take hold on the inhabitants of Palestine.
Right, that's similar to what we heard in Isaiah 13 chapter when it says pains and sorrow shall take hold of them. All right, because this is how the people are going to react in the day of the Lord's judgment, similar to how they reacted, okay, when they heard of or witnessed or been through what the Lord did to the Egyptians during this time. Read.
Verse 15. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed.
Now the scripture said the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. Now, although we know that the dukes of Edom was amazed at what the Lord did to the Egyptians, let's go back to Isaiah 13 chapter, because when the dukes of Edom were amazed, know that the scripture said their faces were red, or rather they was red all over, which goes into their face. Read Isaiah chapter 13 verse 8.
And they shall be afraid, pains and sorrows shall take hold.
So it's already been prophesied that the dukes of Edom, okay, or the Edomites, were going to be amazed and they're going to be afraid during the time of the Lord's judgment, similar to what they were when they witnessed and heard of what the Lord did to the Egyptians in the book of Exodus. Read.
They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth.
Right, the Lord said they're going to be in pain like a woman who travails when she's giving birth. Read.
They shall be amazed one at another.
Just like it's stated in the book of Exodus when it said that the dukes of Edom were amazed. And when the dukes of Edom were amazed, read.
Their faces shall be as flame.
Right, now what color is a flame? Okay, that's what we got to understand. Now, flame is symbolic to the color red. Give me Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. Let's go on to Christ to further prove that. It said their faces shall be, the dukes of Edom will be amazed in the day of the Lord's judgment. Just like they were in Exodus 15. So that will show you, we read the book of Isaiah 13 chapter, is not going to the ancient Babylonians. Because some of these chapters concerning Babylon is twofold. It's going to the time of Babylon and its future prophecy towards the new Babylon. And the inhabitants of the rulers of New Babylon are not the same as ancient Babylon, but they have the same spirit, but worse. That's why it's referred to in the Bible as Babylon the Great. Okay, give me Revelation chapter 1, verse 14, because it said that their faces should be, when the dukes of Edom were amazed, or when the people in Isaiah 13 chapter are amazed, because we're making that connection here, the Lord said that these people which are amazed, their faces should be as flames. So now we got to understand who is these people whose faces are as flames, okay, when the Lord brings forth the judgment. Who are the people of this earth today that's like that? Well, we just read in Genesis 25, when it said the first came out red. Revelation 12, where it says that the great red dragon, okay, with 7 heads, okay, and 7 crowns upon it, which is symbolic to their nation of people, which we want to do another video on to further prove that. All right, and we just went into the Google image of the red dragon, depicting it as pinkish, palish, to a slight red, okay, which you could view that on your own. Give me Revelation chapter 1, verse 14.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Now Christ's head and his hairs was white like wool, okay, which represents how not only did Christ have the wool hair texture, but his hair was like the color of lamb's wool as well. You understand? Because we read Daniel's the 7th chapter, it goes into that likeness of the wool. You understand? And when you go into it, that image of Christ that most people look upon don't have that wool hair. But to get to the point, read it again.
All right. His head and his hairs were white like wool,
Read.
as white as snow.
Read on.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Now, so his eyes were as a flame of fire. Okay? Now, follow if you can. All right? Because when we read Isaiah 13, it says that the people, their faces shall be as flames. So who is that according to in Isaiah 13? You know what I want. Link it up. Genesis 49 and 12. Okay? See that? Because it says that the people in Isaiah 13, okay, their faces should be as flames. Okay? When they are amazed at all the destruction and pains and sorrows. And the dukes of Edom was prophesied, when we read Exodus 15, to be amazed at the day of the Lord's judgment. Like all the other Gentile nations going to be amazed. And they're going to be pained and sorrowful just like it was during the time of Exodus when the Lord brought down judgment upon the Egyptians. But this type of people, the Lord said that they will go through pains and sorrows, their faces shall be as flames. Now, what color is a flame? Genesis chapter 40, because now we read Christ, when it said that his eyes was a flame of fire. Now let's get the prophecy of Christ out of the Bible. Give me Genesis chapter 49, verse 12.
All right. His eyes shall be red with wine.
What does the scripture say?
His eyes shall be red with wine.
So now we get the understanding that the eyes of the flame represents the redness of the flame, the color of it. That's why when you go into the Google images of the red dragon, okay, it goes into it not only being a pale pinkish, but some artist depiction depicted it as being like a red, because that's the color of a flame. Okay, they appear to be very red in texture. When all the pains and sorrows come upon these people, they're going to appear as red, man, which is going to be the color of the flame, which is similar to the color of Christ's eyes, which got that way because he drank wine in moderation. You understand? And that fiery red look is similar to a flame. That's how these people are going to look. That's how Edom is going to look in the day of the Lord's judgment. That's how they looked when that destruction went down. They looked red. They looked pink. They looked scared. Okay, they looked at, they was amazed one another. Just like I said, the dukes of Edom was amazed one another. Okay, now there's different forms of red. Okay, give me Nahum. Okay, give me the Salaki, you pick that for me. Give me the book, Dawada. Give me the book of Nahum, chapter 2, verse 3. Okay, let's see if I can Google that image of how they look, man. When these when they was doing that Boston Marathon bombing look, man.
Right.
Okay, they was looking red as hell, man. Okay, because they was scared. They didn't know what the hell was going on. Okay. And they had a perplexed look upon them, man. That's how Edom was going to be looking in these last days, man. They're going to be looking perplexed. Okay? The Lord said their faces should be as flames, man, when that occurs. Okay? Give me the book of Nahum, I believe it's chapter 2, verse 3.
The shield of his mighty men is made red. The violent men are in scarlet.
Right, so red and scarlet is synonymous. So not only is it that the shield will be as red, then it said that the mighty men will be in scarlet, right?
The mighty men will be, the shield of his mighty men is made red.
It said the shield of the mighty men were made red because the red represents blood. Okay, the shield, because when you stab somebody with your sword and you cut, all right, the blood sprinkles upon you as well as upon your shield in the defense of their retaliation to that blow. All right, so your shield will be red from the blood of your enemy spilling on it. So that's the blood referring to the redness on the shield. Read.
Or the shield of his mighty men is made red. The violent men are in scarlet.
The Lord said the violent men are in scarlet. Okay, and the reason why these violent men are in scarlet, okay, it could be because the blood, okay, of their individuals are upon them, all right? And there's no more violent man than the so-called white man. Let's just keep it real here, all right? And the redder he is, the angrier he gets, the redder he gets, okay? It's like the Hulk, but not turn green, but turn red, okay?
Not brown, man.
Huh?
Not brown.
Right, not brown, okay? Not brown at all. It's only brown somewhat if he mixes himself with the dark nations, but we're talking about just a pure red. Okay, read.
All right. The shield of his mighty men is made red. The valiant men are in scarlet. The chariots shall be with flaming torches in the day of his separation.
Right, so all these things are in reference to the color red, which represents bloodshed. Okay, check that out. It all represents bloodshed. All right, it goes in from the red to the scarlet to the flame. Okay, read it again out.
All right, the shield of his mighty men is made red. The violent men are in scarlet.
Right, so the violent men are in scarlet. Okay, read.
The violent men are in scarlet. The chariots shall be with flaming torches.
Right, the Lord said the chariots will be with flaming torches, man. Okay, I wish I had that damn picture, man, when those damn Edomites were just looking perplexed and stupid, man. Okay, they was looking stupid as hell. I think I got one right here. Okay, because a lot of times these images are there, but yeah, well, this is real small, but you can see it. You can just see how red these damn demons are lined up in there, man. Looking real red and stupid. Okay, all right, trying to pull it off like as if there's another one right here. Notice that damn face color flame.
Innocent.
Okay, they scared as hell, man. They scared because they don't know what the hell's going on. Like it tells you the Dukes of Edom will be amazed. Here it is, the people are amazed. Their faces shall be as flames. And the color of flame is red. Read Nahum chapter 2, verse 3 one more time out. Color of flame, man.
The shield.
Damn near matches the damn, there's a damn candle, okay, that's lit, okay, with something over it to illuminate it a little bit better in the form of safety hood so you don't get burnt, and it matches damn near the color of their skin like a reddish yellow. Okay, that's a color of flame, and that's how their nation coming, man. They could come in that complexion, okay, when they get amazed, sorrow, or when they go through anxiety, man. Read.
The shield of his mighty men is made red. The violent men are in scarlet. The chariots shall be with flaming torches, and the day of his separation, and the fir trees shall be terribly shaken.
Right, so that's it on that. So when all that destruction occurs, man, those are the different symbolic references to red, which all represents bloodshed, and one of those things they mentioned was flame. All right, so that's the color of Edom, man. That's the red texture color of their skin. All right, was that form of a red like a flame. So when we read Isaiah 13 chapter, when it says their faces should be as flames, that's mainly going into them, Edom. Okay, in these last days, showing their true color or their true skin, okay, no pun intended, all right, like it was in Genesis 25, all right, when the Lord brings that destruction down. Give me Micah chapter 2, verse 2. Now, let's identify Edom in the Bible through their actions, because they're the main nation of people that fulfill these prophecies, man, the so-called white race. Okay, give me the book of Micah chapter 2, verse 2 out.
And they covered field and taken by violence.
Right, because the scripture said the violent man, we just read it in Nahum chapter 2, verse 3, where it says that the violent man will be red, man. Okay, he will be red or blood. Okay, because the Lord said they take him by violence, man. All right, like when they took this land from the Native and Seminole Indians and the so-called Mexican Azteca Indians, they took it through violence, man, through rape, rob, and murder. In the Caribbean islands, Central South America, with the Spaniards, they took it through rape, rob, and murder. And all these different lands all across the world, they take them or enforce their will through rape, rob, murder. Right? We could still say rape because and they rape men too. The U.S. military has been revealed to raping Saudi men. Okay, as well as the women. Okay, hey, this man is a bisexual by nature. He's a freak. He's a demon. Read.
And they covered fields and take them by violence.
Right.
And houses and take them away.
Right. Who is this referring to? It's referring to their nation of people, because that's what they've done in history. That's what they've done in the present time. That's what they're going to be doing in the near future too. Right.
So they oppress a man in his house.
Right. Oppression. That's what they do, because they tax you. All right, and they enforce your law or their laws on you. Okay, they give power to your woman. That's a form of oppression. You can't even deal or control your woman anymore, because this man liberates your woman to be equal or above you, to the point where you don't even have a say-so anymore. You might as well not even get married in this kingdom, because you have no power over your woman. You don't have any power really over your children. This man could take that all away, man. So it really doesn't make any sense. It's worse than the Babylonian captivity, man. Babylonian captivity, the Most High told us to take wives and have children or whatever. It was going to be a 70-year wait, but we had still some form of order, man. But there is no order anymore, man. Anything goes now, all right? So that's a form of oppression to the righteous man who longs for that order, All right, because he's sick of the abominations that's going on in the midst thereof, like it tells in Ezekiel the 9th chapter. Read on.
Even a man in his heritage.
Read.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil.
Right, so the Lord said he would devise evil against this particular family. All right, so it don't matter whether members of the family claim to be innocent or not. The Lord has cursed this whole family, man. This whole family is cursed. All right, so not only the ones that did the actual oppression, because you understand these children are reaping the benefits of what their forefathers have done. So therefore, they're not trying to reconcile or try to make things right, so to speak. So they're going to be held just as accountable. And the Lord said he's going to devise evil on their family, man. Read.
From which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go hardly.
Right, you're not going to be proud anymore, man. You saw the image of the white girl there. She was scared to death, man. A lot of their body parts were dismembered. All right, read.
For this time is evil.
Because the Lord said we're living in an evil time. The Lord, the one that, wait, get that. Give me, what's it, Amos 3 and 6? Let's get that. If the Lord said the time is evil, so, all right, if the time is evil, who's doing the evil, man? I mean, what is that, Amos? Yeah, Amos chapter 3, verse 6, man. The time is evil because it's part of the day of the Lord's judgment. Edom is going to be the main ones who the Lord's going to be judging in these last days. Okay, read.
Shall a trumpet be blown in the city?
Right, the trumpet is like the sound of an alarm. Trumpets are being blown in the city. Read.
And the people shall not be, and the people not be afraid.
We just read that in Isaiah the 13th chapter. Okay, pains and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be afraid, and they're going to be amazed one another. Their faces shall be as flames. You're going to see a lot more flame-faced people on television and in the media and walking down the street because they're going to be scared, man. They're not going to feel safe and secure anymore. Read.
Shall there be evil in the city?
And the Lord said, because remember we read in the book of Micah, it says that this is the time is evil. So Amos is saying, shall there be evil in the city? Read.
And the Lord had not done it.
Right. The Lord have not done it, meaning the Lord is going to be the one that's controlling the evil, the destruction. And the Lord said, against his whole family do I devise evil. So Edom is finished right now, man. Okay? Edom has the Lord has nothing good to say about Edom as a nation of people. He's going to devise nothing but evil against this red-faced nation on this earth, man. Okay? Because of their oppression and their violence, their history, okay, through rape, rob, and murder is coming back to haunt them, man. The Lord is coming for them. He's bringing that judgment in these latter days, man. And it's going to escalate as we continue onward. Read on.
Thus say the Lord, surely the Lord will do nothing.
Right, that's it on that. Give me one more. Give me Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. Link that up as well with the precepts. The men say we bring out too many of.
Right.
But yet, when they teach and you see their videos, they try to do the same. Okay, read Isaiah, okay, chapter 45, verse 7, concerning this evil. Because the Lord is in control of all this, man. All right? Read what you got, Art.
I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil.
So now we understand that evil is not referring to wickedness, all right? Evil is referring to warfare and the opposite of peace. So don't think that the Lord is the one responsible for everything that's wicked and evil under the earth, all right? No, that's Satan, all right? The Lord is allowing it to happen until he takes Satan out the way. But the evil is not referring to like wickedness. The evil is referring to destruction. Okay, the things that's going to be going down in these last days is going to appear to be like an evil God is doing it. That you're going to look up in the heavens and ask God why. All right, and it's going to be many devised against a family of Edom, the red-faced people on this earth. That red dragon, the dupes of Edom that were amazed. They're going to continue. Their people and their descendants will be amazed, and their faces shall be turned to flames. Okay, when the Lord brings on that judgment, they're going to turn these red as hell, man. Okay, give me Isaiah, okay, chapter 33, verse 1, man. Okay, because of their spoiling, because of their oppression, okay, like we read in Micah the 2nd chapter, there's a lot of things, all right? Yeah, man, because, if you beat a homosexual to death, who's going to be knocking at your door trying to arrest you? Through whose jurisdiction? Even if it's a black cop or a Spanish cop or a Gentile cop outside of the so-called red-faced man, all right, is going to be under his jurisdiction. All right, his penal code laws justifies that you can't do nothing to these sexual gender benders, because even though God says to put them to death, you can't do nothing in this society against them but bring out the judgment. Because if you try to physically carry it on, this man will lock you up. Mm-hmm. And this man, you know, he got laws to protect them. You notice in a lot of these cities and a lot of these people are promoting homosexuality more. That's Edom, man. He's wicked. That's why gay marriages, Rhode Island just regulated that, because that's the Most High, you know, showing you who the devil is in these last days. And when the evil comes down on the earth, that's one of the reasons why. And this is another one. Read so give me Isaiah, okay, chapter 33, verse 1.
Woe to thee that spoilest.
Right, like we just read in Micah, the 2nd chapter. See, these are different clues in the Bible that you have to fit the pieces together to figure out who this is talking about. Okay, because if it was that obvious, all right, these scriptures would have been destroyed a long time ago. And because it's becoming obvious more so because the men of the Lord, the servants, the prophets, are bringing this out through prophecy and through the revealment of understanding, all these different translations of the Bibles have appeared, and they're taking away certain words and adding certain words in. All right, they're doing these things because they realize that their time is short and they're trying to change everything around. But they don't understand by them doing that, it's furthering their curses. Like the Lord said, woe unto you that take away or add unto. The Lord will take away or add unto you the plagues. Take away the plagues, take away your name out the book of life, and add unto the plagues, for you added unto this word, like it tells in Revelation. Read it again up.
Woe to thee that spoilest, and that was not spoiled.
Right, see, you wasn't spoiled. Edom wasn't spoiled. Okay? Yeah, only because when they became a threat to our nation did we retaliate. And the Lord said that you was not spoiled, yet you were spoiled in the whole earth. Read.
And dealest treacherously.
Read.
And they dealt not treacherously.
Look at the Native Americans. Look at the Seminole Indians. Nobody's really talking about that. The men of Israel only want to talk about that when it's Thanksgiving time. That stuff got to be talked around the clock, man. Mm-hmm. You men keep bringing up slave ships and stuff, man. All right?
Power movement.
Right. You trying to push this black power movement, man. We got to bring out the Spanish Inquisition, man. Like, even you 10 tribes, man. You 10 tribes in Israel, you going off. You need to start bringing out the Spanish Inquisition and things that went down with your forefathers. Why we got to keep bringing it out? You 10 tribes need to be Johnny on the spot on that, man. Okay, you should definitely be the first forerunners to be bringing out this man. The Most High is collapsing Spain for y'all, man. Spain is finished, man. Their economy is done. The unemployment rate is close to 30%. You got 6 million people that's out of work in the country of Spain. Okay? And the Lord is doing that for you guys, man, because he's getting them back for what they did to his people during the time of the Renaissance, the 1500s, man. You guys, yo, man, we got images of the Spanish sicking dogs on y'all, man, just fucking taking your damn limbs and chewing them apart, man, using them as dinner, man, and supper, all right, of your forefathers, man. So you definitely should be bringing this out, man. Okay? Read.
And they dealt not treacherously with thee.
Read.
When thou shalt cease to spoil.
Right, so when this man decides that he wants to stop spoiling, and the reason is because he didn't conquer everybody. He didn't spoil everybody. Read.
Thou shalt be spoiled.
That's when the Lord said you're going to be spoiled. Read.
And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously,
right,
they shall deal treacherously with thee.
Right, so that's why you're seeing everybody attacking America, man, because America has done a lot of dirt, man, and a lot of people are sitting back like, what have we done? And your government is very wicked, very evil, and has done a lot of stuff, and these Gentiles are retaliating, and more importantly, the Lord is retaliating. All right, the Lord's retaliating. He's getting you guys back. Okay, and you could sit back and you could stop spoiling all you want because you didn't stole everything. Okay, give me on Micah chapter 2 verse 4. The Lord is going to get you guys back. We ain't got to do nothing. The Lord said, vengeance belongeth unto me. You got these Negroes out here that say, well, if the man stole from you, take it back. Okay, no, man, this man is empowered by the Lord, man. The Lord has got this man in power for a reason and for a specific time. Only he could take him down. We can't do nothing about it. We can't even control our own damn woman. The nigga woman is going psycho. Okay, we can't even control the nigga and spit woman. How are we going to even think about taking down this man? We don't even have control and regulations amongst ourselves, man. All right, so that's an afterthought, man. That's not going. The Lord Christ is going to establish all that order. All right, we just going to bring up the judgment. And the Lord said, those that are ungodly, let them be ungodly. And the Lord said they're a rebellious house anyway. So, you know, it don't even matter what we say or what we do. But when the Lord give us that power, it's going to matter more then. When we're able to chop a woman's head off for committing adultery, then she's going to know that thou shalt not commit adultery. You know what I'm saying? Then when the Lord burns them up in the flame, or them, for wickedness and evil, then they're going to know not to do such. Right? So read on verse 4 in the 2nd chapter of the book of Micah.
In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament, and a doleful lamentation.
So a parable against you, meaning that we're going to laugh at you, we're going to make mockery of you, okay, and we're going to make these statements against you and your race and your family of people. Read.
And say, we be utterly spoiled. He had changed the portion of my people. How had he removed it from me? Turning away, he had divided our field.
Right, because that's something that's going to be happening to him now. So you Negroes and you Hispanics and you Native and Seminole Indians don't understand how you can feel sorry for what is going on with this family, because the Lord is doing that because of what they have done, not only to us, but unto the whole earth, mainly us. Okay, but this man is responsible for a lot of things in times past, and everything is starting to catch up to him. Okay, give me Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. Everything is starting to catch up to him. So these are different things and clues in the Bible referring to this man, his nation of people. Okay, that the Lord said this will happen unto. All right, and this is the so-called white race, man. Give me Revelation chapter 13, verse 9.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Read on.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
So I heard I remember this guy, you know, that I went at it against a couple years ago, about 3 years ago. He said this ain't talking about slavery or captivity as far as, you know, yes it is. All right. Only you damn coons and you damn Sambo, Kangaroo, damn Louis Armstrong, chaps, Cotton Club, cotton mouth niggas, okay, would make statements like that because you still want to serve and protect and uphold master, man. All right. It's talking about us putting them in chains, like it says in Psalms 149, which you're about to get in a minute. All right. Read it again out.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right. The Lord said, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. I'm going to tell you, the main nation that's going into captivity is the so-called white race. It's Edom. Okay. They're the main nation that's going into captivity. Yeah, we're going to have all the other Gentiles in servitude, but they're the main ones that's going down. All right. Because when you read the scriptures, you're going to have the Gentiles still in their kingdoms, but they're going to pay tribute unto us, and they're going to bring everything that they consider to be valuable in their kingdom unto us and help build up our kingdom, mainly amongst the dark nations. But Esau's finished, man. Edom is going to be finished, and we're going to put you in captivity. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with putting chains on you. You did it to us. All right, we got it because we have to control you. The chains represent we got to control you and subdue you. Read.
All right. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right. Because you spoiled, so time for you to be spoiled. Read.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Right. So that's what the Lord said. So the Lord does believe in killing. The Lord said, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword, according to the Bible. Okay, read.
Here's the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right. So, because we can't do that right now. So we have to be patient. And before we're able to put you in captivity for that simple Negro that talks about how we keep talking about they stole and the so-called white man, why don't y'all do something about it? The Lord said for us to be patient, man. And the Lord said, woe unto you to have lost patience. We're to be patient, man, because Christ is the one. First of all, there, as we speak right now, which we're going to get into later on in the show, either in this volume or the next, there's a coalition of an army that's being started right now that could take out this whole damn city, man, and then some. And we can't do a damn thing about it, man. There's a coalition of an army that's being brewed up by the so-called white race. All right. And they're going to invade the land of Israel, man. All right. And they're funded and enriched by the main devil on this earth, the Rothschild family. All right. Which are Edomites. And look, man, only Christ could take down this army. We can't do, look, man, you Negroes that were Black Panthers, you tried that already. You got shut down by your own people. Esau really, one man didn't even do nothing. He let your own niggas silence you, damn. Tell John to Bloods and Crips, man. So this is not going to be going down by our own arm and power. This is going to be going down by the power of the Lord's right hand, the Messiah. He's the one that's going to establish an order on this earth, and he's the one that's going to take them out the way. Okay, give me Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. And it was prophesied that Edom would serve us. So yes, the captivity represents servitude. It was already prophesied. So that's who that main Revelation 13 is talking about. Okay, give me Genesis chapter, let's go back. Okay, give me Genesis chapter 25, verse 23.
And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
So we're not supposed to integrate with them. We're supposed to separate away from them, man. We're just going to take the women as concubines that wish to cleave unto us and breed. All right, because the woman's a breeder. The woman doesn't matter in the nation, man. She don't even count as the nation. All right, the woman is the breeder. Okay, she's the breeder. It's like the movie Alien, man. When the aliens just use the damn humans to breed forth. That's how though we're not the aliens, but that's just the whole masculinity of mankind. You use the woman to breed your seed. All right, her nation doesn't matter. All right, that's it. You use her to breed your seed, man. So the main focus of the nation is the males. All right, so we're going to be separate from their males. We're going to separate them. And the females that wish to join unto them, we're going to separate ourselves from them too. And they're going to die right along with the males of their nation if they wish to do such. Read.
All right.
And that goes for all the Gentiles included. But this specific prophecy is dealing with Edom or Esau. Read.
And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Right, so we're not going to be integrated. We're going to be separated from them as a nation of people. So you got all these Edomite men in your congregation, that's wicked and off. All right, because even Doeg the Edomite was a doja. Okay, when you read about him in the time of David and Saul, he was a doja. Okay, and his whole plot was to try to kill and destroy David. Read.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Read.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
So there you go. Who was the elder child? Esau. He's supposed to serve the younger, which is Jacob, Israel. That's why we read Revelation 13. There's nothing, like Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. All right, everything was already prophesied and ordained. The New Testament was just a reiteration of the Old, for the most part. Prophecies that have not been fulfilled yet or reiterated, it continued on. And one of them was that Edom was going to serve us. So, yes, they're going to go into captivity, according to the Bible. Okay? The Lord said that the elder should serve the younger. Give me Psalms 149 and 5. And all the Gentiles are going to serve the children of Israel, because that's the RCM, and the Lord said so. There's really no compromise, or there's really no getting around it. You're in denial because you just want to be a damn tap dancer. Okay? But the Lord has created Israel to be dominant on this earth, and it was the will of the Lord, the promises that was made unto his servants David, and Christ being taken over that throne, just ruling over the planet of earth with a rod of iron. And the Lord said we're going to be ruling right along with him with the same rod of iron. We're going to beat the nations into pieces, man. Okay, that's the order that the Lord is going to set up on this earth, that we must be patient to wait for, because we can't do that right now. Because the Gentiles are in their salvation. They're in their power. So us retaliating against them right now is like as if we retaliated against God. Because the Lord is the one that set them up in power. So it's only going to be him that's going to take them down. And the remnant, the Lord going to utilize us to take them down. But Christ must first get the glory. The Messiah must get revenge first. Okay? Give me Psalms chapter 149, verse 5. Right?
Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand.
Because the Lord say, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. All right, so we're going to need that sword to kill them that have killed us. All right, and there's no other race of people that's done more killing against us outside of our own, mind you, but the so-called white race. Read.
All right. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praise of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen.
So that's why the Lord said that we must be patient, because vengeance belongeth unto him. But when the Lord gives us the order, he's going to tell us to get the vengeance. Right?
And punishments upon the people.
We're going to punish the people, man. We're going to punish them, man. We're going to be the punishers in the kingdom, baby. We're going to punish them. What you say you're going to do your slaves out? We saw a damn cracker baby crying. And I was like, we're going to take that damn child and bash your heads up against the rocks. But this brother said, Nah, man. Because what you say, the reason why you want to bash their heads up against the rocks?
No, I want them to suffer first, man.
Yeah, he wants them to suffer first, man. You gonna want them to grow up in the adolescent years and go through just a damn shitty life, man. Okay, just a shitty life, man.
Hard bondage.
Just hard bondage, man. They're gonna seek death and shall not find it, man. Okay. Like it tells in Isaiah 33:18, man, our heart is going to meditate terribly. This is the patience, man. That's why we're going to have the word of the Lord in our mouths continually, because we're waiting for that day, right?
All right. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment.
Execute.
To execute vengeance upon
I love that
heathen.
word. Execute and punishment, man. Just execute. Look, man,
To execute.
those little words we don't really need. Bottom line is execute punishment, man. That's it. The Hebrew gets straight to the point. It's execute punishment. All right, that's it, right?
To execute vengeance upon the heathen,
Right.
and punishments upon the people.
Punishments, man. I love that word. Punishment, right?
To bind their kings with chains.
Right. Well, if their kings are bonded in chains, that means they can't be let go. They can't go nowhere. That means they're in captivity. They're in slavery. It's been prophesied we're going to put them in slavery like we were put in slavery. That's why I say he that leadeth into captivity should go into captivity. So yes, slavery's in the Bible. All right. And the type of slavery we want to do upon them is going to be similar to what they did unto us. All right. And we want to do that many to one nation of people. And that's going to be Edom. Okay. Because they did it unto us more so than the others. Right.
To bind their kings with chains.
And all the Gentile kings that remain, they're going to be bonded in chains too. They're going to be tributaries, right?
And their nobles with fetters of iron.
Right. That sounds like slavery to me. That sounds like some good old 1600 Willie Lynch, fetters of iron, chains, okay? That sounds like some Django stuff right there, man. So I don't know what the hell these people are talking about when they say that we're not going to be putting them in slavery. All right, because that's some old Django stuff. That's some old damn black and white, black baller chain, damn chain gang, or you Jesse Hunter type spirit we want to have on them this time. Okay, Edom is going to be the Jesse Hunter. For those that don't know, watch the movie Rosewood, but it's going to be opposite. Right?
To execute upon them the judgment written.
Right? The judgment has already been written, that the elder shall serve the younger. Don't understand how people are going to say that that's not talking about Edom. That goes to show you, because see, they've done the most dirt, man. So Edom, the so-called white race, the red people, the rednecks, they got to pay, man. And the Lord said we're going to execute the judgment that is written, and there's going to be punishments. Okay, there's going to be punishments. All right, so yeah, brother. I mean, that's how you want your slaves to do, so be it, man. All right. You know, I mean, I think I'm just going to bash a fold of them if I make it, or then like me of my seed line, whatever, we're going to bash a few of their babies' heads up against the skull of the rocks, man, in front of their mothers, man. Because they shouldn't be pushing out Edomite children. Yo, it's going to be a sad day for Edomite women. If you pushing out Edomite babies in the kingdom, whoo, you find out that's a male child, it's going to be like in the days of Egypt. Okay, when the Egyptian king, he told the midwives, you see Hebrew male child, what do you do with it? You kill it. You keep the females unto us, though. That's what we want to say to Edomite women. Edomite children, their females will keep unto us, though. RCM, get it, is out there. Okay, continue on verse 9, because these men don't have it, though.
No.
They don't have it. So we got to try to encourage these men. We got to encourage our brethren to get it, man. Because they on planet nigger woman. Okay, read verse 9. All
right, verse 9. To execute upon them the judgment written.
Read.
This honor have all his saints.
Right,
Praise ye the Lord.
Right, give me Ezekiel 35:5, because, you know, there's a reason why Edom is going to be punished, man. Okay, more so than anybody else. There's a reason why he's going in chains. There's a reason why, okay, the elder shall serve the younger. He has to serve us, man. So I don't understand how you people could say this man is Japheth, man, because there's really no prophecies of Japheth, you know, doing that to our nation as much harshness as Edom, man. So, you know, history cuts you men that run with that doctrine. Okay, give me but we want to do a video on Japheth, though, all right, and get the understanding. Some of them Japhethites were pale-faced, and some of them were light-skinned, from mixing in with Edom, of course, but we're going to get into a video on Japheth. Most High will, we're going to do a Japhethite video. I did one a couple years ago, but I think I'm going to revisit that one as well. The Lord said, knowledge shall increase in these last days, and the Most High has opened up my eyes to new scriptures and new understanding, okay, and new documents to bring out concerning that, which correlates with the scriptures. Read Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred,
Read.
and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
This is Esau, okay? This is, perpetual means forever or everlasting, meaning that there will always be, you know, hatred from Edom unto our nation, or rather Esau, right?
And shed the blood, and thou hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Right, like he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Okay, we read that in Revelation. I goes to show you another scripture to prove Revelation 13, although we could go to Revelation 13 and show you that the beast is Edom as well. And the fact of the matter is that it tells you that he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Read.
By the force of the sword, and the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore has I lived, saith the Lord, I will prepare unto thee blood.
Right, did we just read that in Micah when it said that unto this whole family do I devise evil? So now we know that Micah the 2nd chapter is going into Edom. Okay, because they did those things, not just the Babylonians, because Edom is a new Babylon. Like they say 30 is a new 20, Edom's a new Babylon now. Okay, get Edom. Okay, that's what this is all focused and centered around here. All right, the judgment of the Lord upon their family and their nation of people, especially the hostiles. Okay, read.
And blood shall pursue thee.
Blood is, that's why, boom, 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 and guess who's crying on television? Boo-hooing. Because the Lord said blood is pursuing you, man, like the predator, man. Can't escape the Most High's judgment, man. He's got you. He's checkmated you already. You're just going through the movements on the board. Read.
All right. And blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood.
You didn't hate blood. We read that in Nahum the 2nd chapter. The violent man is covered in scarlet. You didn't hate blood. Read.
Even blood shall pursue thee.
The Lord said blood is going to pursue you, man. Like a snake, man, going to pursue like the predator, like a damn shark in the ocean, pursueth after the seal that pursueth after his prey. That's how the Most High got the death angels waiting for you, man. All right, you couldn't pay me $1 billion to be in Edom shoes right now. I don't give a damn. You can have the nigger woman. Okay, you can have all the riches of this world, because our riches to come is going to be much more valiant anyways. All right, we're going to have all nations women, including ours. Okay, in order, all right, and it's going to be a beautiful day, man. Okay, that's what the Lord said, man. Give me Malachi. Now show me Japheth. This is talking about Mount Seir, which is another way of saying Esau when he took over the land from the Horites. All right, so now you have to show me prophecies of Japheth being so hatred and dysfunctional, okay, amongst our nation, like the scriptures are saying here with Esau. I keep telling y'all, man. All right, fine. He's the white race, so-called white race is Japheth. All right, well, show me prophecies, because I could show you like 100 prophecies of Esau, Edom, and the acts that they have done to our nation is clued in the Holy Scriptures, man, to bring it out against them. And they will say, yes, that was us. That's we did that. It was prophesied thousands of years ago. You got to show me that upon Japheth. I could show you Isaiah 66, where it said Japheth would help us out by bringing our brethren, which are amongst them, to us as an offering for their acceptance. Like we read Isaiah 66, but don't say that about Esau. Okay, give me Malachi chapter 1, verse 3. Okay, now let's go into a little bit of history concerning Esau and Edom. All right, prophecies. All right, as usual. You gotta bring it out, because these men, they coned out, man. They can't see this, man. They coned out, man. Okay. Give me Salah. Give me the book of Malachi chapter 1 verse 3, brother.
And I hated Esau.
There you go, man. I love that. He hates Esau. Boom. Just straight up, I hate Esau. All right. The Lord does hate, according to the scripture. He hated the man Esau. That's why he allowed Jacob to supplant him. He the one that had that all set up. Esau sold his birthright for some damn lentil soup, man. He don't give a damn about the word of the Lord. So what is salvation to him? Okay, he's concerned with another form of, he thinks he's God. Okay, read on.
And I hated Esau.
What the Lord say?
And I hated Esau.
Right, Satan don't like that.
No.
Satan don't like that. See that? Satan don't like that, man. They don't like that. Read. Dogs barking now. The demons. They have no dogs before. Now they barking, howling from hell, man. The hounds of hell barking around here. Right?
And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Right.
The Esau's mountains and heritage was laid waste by the Nabateans, which were a form of nomadic Arabs that conquered and took over the land, okay, known as Idumea, okay, approximately, I think it was like 5 to 400 BC area time, right before the Greeks finally took over and controlled power. Okay, Idumea, read.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return.
Every time we do a video and we hit that point on Satan's nerves, he just shows forth, man. This gotta be the truth, man. He don't like that, man. Right? It was just quiet in here. All right? Right?
Whereas Edom say, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus say the
This
Lord.
is the most I've heard these dogs act up. Okay, my landlord lives upstairs and she came back from Italy, brought some dogs, but this is the most I've heard them act up because this word is going up, man. Okay, so Esau rebuilt this kingdom, all right? Read that again.
Whereas Edom say, we are impoverished, but we will return.
Right, they was impoverished after the Nabateans took over their land of southern Israel, all right? When the Lord allowed them to, they basically already migrated from their land area from mixing up with Japheth and the Germanic tribes, but hitherto was more of an example of that for the ones who stayed behind. Okay, the Nabateans pushed them out more so. Read.
But we will return and build the desolate places.
Right, so the Lord said that they would return and rebuild the desolate places, meaning that their kingdom and their establishment, all right, that's what they would do. And this prophecy was fulfilled. We read Revelation 13th chapter when they came back as a Spanish Empire. Okay, that was a fulfillment of the deadly wound which was healed. The head which was healed, or the deadly wound which was healed, was referring to the rebirth or the Renaissance of the Spaniards, which is, we're going to go into that more so in future shows, okay? And it was through the help of the dragon, which is Satan, man. Okay, read on.
Thus say the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Right, and Esau has rebuilt this kingdom. Esau is in power right now, right alongside with Japheth and the other nations, with Esau being the main head. The Rothschilds and the Edomite families, the ruling class elite. Okay, they're ruling right now, and you know they ruling under the auspices of Satan, the dragon, like it says in Revelation 12th chapter. Okay, when it says the dragon gave him his power, man. Okay, read on.
And the people against whom the Lord had an indignation forever.
Right, so the Nabateans, they took over that land of Idumea and they mixed in amongst Esau too. And that's where you got a lot of these Turks coming from, the Ottoman Turks. Okay, the white boy looking Arabs over there. All right, and then you got they also in Syria too, a lot of these Caucasian looking Arabs. Those are just Edomites mixed in with the seed of Ishmael and the seed of Joktan.
Turkey.
Right, like Turkey or the Turks. And the same thing happened. Esau came back in power, all right, and he got mixed in with Japheth over there in Spain and Europe, being mixed in amongst them, same way he did with Greece and Rome. You had Edom as a state or a nation of people, but you always had a scattered remnant that, because you know when people migrate, they just don't. When people just didn't stay in one particular area for like the rest of their life, there was migration that was done. You understand? And they migrated. Okay, in Japheth's land, and they became the Greeks and the Romans right along with them, which is something we're going to go into either in this show or the next later on, going into the Greeks and the Romans to show you Esau out of them too as well. Okay, so read on.
And your eyes shall see, and he shall say, the Lord.
Right, read on the last. Read on verse 4 again. Up.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we return and build the desolate places.
Read.
Thus say the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
We're going to call Edom the border of wickedness, man. That's why the Lord, another reason, your actions and your history speaks for itself. That's why the Lord said that against this family have I devised evil against. All right, because you're the border of wickedness. Your whole history is spoiled, dealing treacherously as a nation of people. The Lord said, as a nation of people, you're going to go down. And blood shall pursue thee, because the main people that you dealt treacherously with and against was the Lord's people, the children of Israel, which are the blacks and Hispanics and Native and Seminole Indians. Okay, those are the 12 lost tribes of Israel, and you've done the most dirt against them. All right, and your hatred against our nation, like the same hatred that Esau had for Jacob at the very beginning, thousands of years ago. Read on.
And the people against whom the Lord had an indignation forever.
The Lord said he hates them as a nation of people forever. They would never, ever change. That's why the Lord's going to extinct you. We're going to do another show on Obadiah too, because we know you coons, all right, you want to say that's been fulfilled already. All right, but we got news for you. It has not. Some of it has, but the ending parts of it has not. All right, and we're going to bring that out in future shows as well. Most High willing. We might even skim the surface of it, either in this volume or the next. We still got about 15 minutes of filming. I might touch on that. You understand? Or I might just wait for it, you know, Lord's willing. If we decide we'll film again within the next couple of weeks, we'll let this ride for a couple of weeks. Give me Psalms. Give me Psalms chapter 137, verse 7, concerning Edom. Right? Because we got to continue to bring out the history, the biblical history of these people, as far as what they have done to us. It's not just slavery and slave ships, and you know, this is some stuff that was going on, huh?
And the nigga woman.
Right, the nigga woman. Okay, yeah. What about her? What about her? Yeah, the monkey.
No, because he says it's not all about slave ship.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's not all about them exalting the nigga woman.
Like I said, you Israelites are off because you're not that's why a lot of the 10 tribes don't be listening to you neither. And this nation is 70% 10 tribe makeup as far as when it's all said and done. And as of right now, it's probably the opposite. And one of the reasons why it is the way it is, because you got a lot of you men are teaching that they're not Israelites, and then you guys that are teaching that they're Israelites, you don't really bring out scriptures or prophecies or anything with the history concerning them. So they get disinterested. And you're supposed to wake them up according to Ezekiel 37 and supposed to show the bonding of them. Only thing y'all do is have a 12 tribe sign out there, but you don't go into the Hispanics and Native and Seminole Indians history. And when you speak about the atrocities, you immediately go to Deuteronomy 28:68, but you don't really go into the prophecies to show the Spanish Inquisition and the Native American and Seminole Indians to rape, rob, and murder. The only time you speak of God is about Thanksgiving. Okay, when that November stretch come around, and you know, and they talk about some damn pilgrims and some damn sweet potato pie, whatever, or pumpkin pie, and some ham hocks and some damn collard greens and some turkey. That's what men want to say no, and they want to put out Isaiah, the troop of God, and you know, you men are off, man. You men are off. I see through you. You men just want to love the nigga woman, man. I see all in through your
black.
Spirit, man.
Keep it black.
You just want to keep it black like the damn Los Angeles and Oakland Raiders, man. Okay, you just want to keep everything black, B, like some damn LA gangs of the 80s. You just want to keep everything black, B.
All black.
You just want to make everything black. Okay, that's what you want to do, B. All right, and that's not the will of the Lord. That's not Akim. That's not the will of the Lord, man. You gotta. The restoration of David includes the 10 tribes coming to David saying that we are your bone and thy flesh, man. Okay, when David in Hebron had the 10 tribes come unto him, when Judah was established, then the 10 tribes came unto him and said, we are your bone and thy flesh, and we will serve thee. Like, you know, like as Israelites, you know, like they did with Moses and like what they did with Joshua, man. Okay, that's how it's supposed to go down. You know, like they did with Saul. You know, so read Psalm chapter 137, verse 7.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom and the day of Jerusalem.
The remembrance of Edom, the red-faced, flame-faced people, will always be in the Lord's content of mind state thinking, because of all the dirt that they have done. That's why the Lord said His indignation will last them forever as a nation of people. Okay, that's why the Lord said blood will always pursue you. Read.
Who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
And this is talking about the destruction of our first temple that was built with the Babylonians. Esau is always getting with a nation to help further help further the destruction of Israel. Okay, he got with Japheth as the Romans, he got with Japheth as the Greeks, he got with Japheth as the Spanish. Okay, and he continues to get with these nations, and they all or confederate against our nation. Like it tells you in Psalms 83. Okay, read on.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
And Edom is known as a daughter of Babylon. You understand? Like when we read Revelation, it calls them the Babylon the Great. The Lord said they ought to be destroyed. Read.
All right, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served.
That's why when we read Revelation 18, it says what? Reward them that rewarded thee. Double unto them double according to their works, man. Read.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth that little ones against the
Yeah, man. So we're going to be killing babies in the kingdom, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, some old... Because that's what Herod did. He killed a lot of Israelite babies. Most High didn't forget that. He killed a lot of Israelite babies. We read Revelation 12 in Matthew, I believe it's the second chapter. Killed a lot of Israelite babies to try to, like, get rid of that Messiah that he was trying to deceive the people to thinking that he wanted to worship too. He was supposed to be a Jew by conversion, and he didn't give a damn about the word of the Lord. He wanted to be the king, and he didn't want no nigga coming through messing up what he has so hard. He worked hard to establish, with the help of the Romans, was to sit on the throne as a king of Israel. Okay, and also as well, we're going to be killing little ones, like what happened with the Egyptians when they killed off a lot of Israelites trying to get after I think it was Moses or whatever, or you know, these prophecies, you know, is concerning the destruction of their nation. Because if you keep killing off the little ones, that's their future, man. So the Most High don't want Esau to breed. He wants Israel to be as the stars of heaven. So that's why we want, because a lot of our women want to die. So there's 7 women that take, we already did that. I did the Isaiah 4:1 already, but a lot of our women want to die, man, because they know damn good, man. So, you know, we want to breed through the Gentile women and bring forth our seed through them, just like what Jacob did with the Syrian women that he got, Rachel and Leah. Mm-hmm. Okay, bred them, brought forth his seed through them. Instead of dealing with the Canaanite pagan women, he went to his kinship, his countrymen, okay, the Hebrew Syrians, and he dealt with them and laid with them and brought forth seed through them. And we're going to have to probably do that all over again and rebuild the daughter of Zion and rebuild our women through the seed of the Gentiles, man. Okay, then we're going to be pushing out our seed. And meanwhile, Edom is going to become extinct because we're going to be killing off his seed, especially his male children. Okay, because we're going to breed them out by killing off their males and basically, you know, impregnating their females. Okay, because that's how you get rid of a nation. Okay, by it's destroying their males, because the men carry the seed. Give me Lamentations. Okay, there's going to be lamentation for Esau, man. Okay, no more Lamentations of Israel. It's going to be lamentation for Esau. That's a new book. Okay, give me Lamentations chapter 4, verse 22. Okay, lamentation of Esau. All right, Lamentations is synonymous with the word warning. Okay, and when the Lord said, we read earlier where it says that we're going to execute punishments upon the people. Let's get into that, man. The main punishment and the main people we're going to execute upon is going to be Edom. Okay, give me Lamentations. Okay, chapter 4, verse 22.
The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
So our punishment is already done as far as the fulfillment of our captivity. Read.
O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee away into captivity.
Now, who carried us away into captivity, man? Because Scripture say, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So whoever carried us away into captivity, the Lord promised they're going to go into captivity. So yes, Kun Sambo, all right, that represents that they're going in chains. Read.
He will no longer carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
Right, he will, future tense, visit the iniquity, the evil, the oppression, the treacherous works, the border of wickedness of the children of Edom. He's going to visit you guys now. And he's going to visit y'all through flame, fire, and destruction. Like it tells you in Isaiah, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder. Okay? Storms in Mississippi River, crefts in the river, man, peaking, flooding you damn crackers out of your homes, man. That's the Lord visiting you. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with earthquake and thunder. All right? Read.
All right. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom, he will discover thy sin.
Right, your sins are going to be discovered, man. And it's being discovered right now by you guys legalizing homosexuals every damn day. Homosexuality is a sin according to the Bible. And the Lord's discovering that that's what you guys like to do and get involved and give rights unto.
But I thought they never received the laws.
Right. Of course, they received the law. How can you sin without having received the law? Okay, you go to the white man's court system, he make you or tries to make you affirm or swear on the Holy Bible. Inside the Holy Bible are the laws of God. This man says in God we trust, right? Which we already know that the God that they really do trust is Satan. Okay, but you guys, know the words of God because you got bookstores, and the apostles already prophesied unto the Gentiles in times past. They didn't set up Christian churches all throughout the ages. Okay, so they already know right from wrong. That's why you got a lot of these damn people that when they speak out against gay rights, they speak out against it with signs that say God is against it. They know that this is Sodom in waiting, man, and the Lord going to rain fire from heaven, okay, upon this unholy land, which was stolen through rape, rob, and murder of Native and Seminole Indians and Aztec Indians, okay, and that's the judgment, and it was already forewritten according to the scripture, man. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 26. All right, so your sins are being discovered, man. Edom's sins are being discovered. So that goes to show you Edom is a so-called white race, because the people that are allocating rights for homosexuals and the people that are allocating to go against the words of God are mainly spearheaded by Edom, which are the people who you are referred to as the so-called white race today. I'm always talking about no copper skin tone people. Okay, Edom is in power right now. Okay, and they are ruling the earth, and they are doing the will of Satan, and they are against the God of Israel as a nation of people. And the Lord is against them as a nation of people. So give me Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 26.
Verse 26. It said, I will scatter them into corners.
So it's already been prophesied that Israelites will be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. In the midst of our captivity, where we just read in Lamentations that we will be carried away. Okay? That's part of our punishment, being scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Read.
I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
Read. And nobody remembers who we are. That's why, hey, the Lord said guess what? Our heritage will be discontinued amongst the Gentiles. Now they claim to be Jews and Israelites now. That's why in these last days it tells you in Jeremiah 16, they're going to come to us and say that surely our forefathers have inherited lies and things which are to no profit. Like it tells you in Jeremiah 16:19. Read.
Were it not that I fear the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and the Lord had not done all of this. For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them.
Read.
Or that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end.
Read on.
How should one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock has sold them, and the Lord has shut them up.
Right, and that rock is Christ, okay? Because the Most High utilized His Son, the Messiah, to carry out that order, okay? Like when you read the New Testament, all right? And the reason why we was put into captivity was because we rejected the Word, and the Word was made flesh in Christ. So now here it is that the Lord said that, their rock have sold them, all right? Due to the fact that, and it says sold them, man. I mean, that goes to show you that the prophecies of our people going into captivity is legit, man, in the Bible. All right, we were sold unto our enemies, man. The Lord is the one that did that because we was void of wisdom and counsel. Read.
For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges.
So now, as you get to understanding, the people that the Lord considers to be our enemies, because if you really look at that, Negroes are scared of the white people. It tells you that what did it say? It said that 10,000. How should one chase 1,000? Okay, one cracker could chase 1,000 niggas away. All right, and two put 10,000 to flight. You know, if you really check it out, even with the local police department. Okay, that's what's going on. Okay, and it said that what? Read on.
For their rock is not as our rock.
No, yes, their rock is Satan. Our rock is a Messiah. That's our foundation. Read.
Even our enemies themselves being judges.
Right. So our enemies are judging us right now. So for you that say that, oh, only God can judge me, so that means you calling the white man God. Okay, because the Lord said our enemies will judge us, and that's exactly who's judging us. All right, our enemies. And the court systems, even if you have one of your own nations sitting behind in a black robe, male or female, okay, it's his laws that they're going by in judging you. Laws were written by them. All right, read.
For their vine is of the vine of sight.
Right, because if I say I killed a faggot because the Lord says to kill one, and that's not going to fly in the so-called white man's court system, because he's going to say, well, our laws don't go by religious books. Okay, our laws go by our penal code laws that our Senate and our legislative branch have set up to become laws, which overshadow your religious book biblical laws. That's what he'll say. And he'll say, and according to our law, you have violated section code something, and you have committed a so-called hate crime, and you're going to jail. Okay, and because this is a hate crime, you're going to get added time on your sentence, right? So the reason why they do these things is because why? Read verse 32.
For their vine is of the vine of Sodom.
But notice it tells you that these are the same people that sold us. The rock sold us, but he allowed them to sell us. I mean, Christ was the one that allowed these nations to sell us into captivity under the auspices of the Father. The main one being the nation of Edom. Because right now Edom is judging us, and Edom's vine is of Sodom, meaning that they into that sodomy and that homosexuality and all the perverted, detestable acts that the people of Sodom at one time commit. Read.
All right. And of the fields of Gomorrah.
And Sodom and Gomorrah, as you know, were 4 to 5 cities of homosexuals in the land of Jordan area, I believe it was, in not too far between the land of Moab and Edom, if I'm not mistaken. As a matter of fact, I think Sodom and Gomorrah, parts of it was in the land of Edom before Edom was born. I think that's where Sodom and Gomorrah was at, man. And that goes to show you that their spiritual lineage goes back to Sodom. That's why they promote faggots and lesbians, because Sodom and Gomorrah at one time was in their ancient homeland. Okay, read.
Their grapes are grapes of gall. Their clusters are bitter.
Right, meaning that their wisdom and understanding is better, meaning it's poisonous. Okay, it'll get you killed. It's not flavorful in the eyes of the Lord. Read.
Their wine is the poison of dragons,
which is their philosophies and their teachings and their understanding. Their education. Okay, they're schoolmen. Okay, Negroes that say they're educated through the poison of wine of this society. Read.
And the cruel venoms of asp.
Right, and that represents asp, which is a poisonous snake, as well as the dragons, which are poisonous creatures, snake-like, serpent-like poisonous creatures. Read.
Is not this laid up and stowed with me and sealed up among my treasures?
Right, so it's already, basically the bottom line is Edom is identified right here in Deuteronomy 32 for the future. And that went over everybody's heads. But we brought it out through the spirit of understanding. In the midst of us being scattered, our enemies would judge us. And they would condone homosexuality. And not only will they judge us, they will be in part of hand of selling us into captivity. And it will only take 1 or 2 of them to get us in order, because Negroes are scared of the white man. Okay, 1 or 2 crackers could shut down a whole block of niggas, man. Whether it be the police force or some form of white people in power somewhere, or just the white man in general. They'll just come down the block and say, "Hey, niggers, okay, get your ass off the block there." You know, they're like, "Oh, come on, son, this racist guy. Let's keep it moving, man." You know what I'm saying? Damn racist cracker. You know what I'm saying? They'll walk off. But if If you and I try to do that, like, what you say, nigga? And it'll be a fight. You know, so that's that slave mentality, man. Okay, we get to understand it. Read verse 33, though. I want to go back to Deuteronomy 32:33 before we close this out. Read verse 33 out.
Their wine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of asps.
Right, give me on Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. On that note. Okay, we're going to close it out. There'll be a volume 2 most high where we're going to go more in depth with Edom. Okay, this is just like an introductory of the Revisited Edom video I did a few years ago, but this time with the brother Mashar. Give me Revelation chapter 18, verse 2 out.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is falling, and is become the habitations of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
As was prophesied in Deuteronomy 32, okay, concerning that, all right, how it will be poisonous, all right, which John uses the word unclean, okay, and whereas Moses used the word asps, snakes, serpents, all right, John uses bird. Read on.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed.
Now notice it says all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So now when you go back to Deuteronomy 32, hold that. So like I should have asked you to hold that. Go back to 32 with the wine. Okay, this goes to show you that Esau is Babylon the Great prophesied as the ones that will sell us. Okay, and the ones that if we listen to, you know, we'll be voted the Most High's counsel. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 32.
For their wine is of the vine of Sodom.
Now, where do wine come from? Wine comes from the grapevine, right? All right then. So it says their vine is of the vine of Sodom. So this is going to Revelation 18. It's the same people. There's nothing new under the sun. Read.
And of the fields of Gomorrah, their grapes are grapes of God.
What is wine made of? Grapes. Okay, they're grapes of God. Okay, so the Sodom and Gomorrah of the philosophies of these people that sold us, that put us into flight, although they are the minority to us, are the same ones that's spoken of in the book of Revelation 18 that have caused all nations to commit fornication with her. So Babylon the Great is referring to the same people in Deuteronomy the 32nd chapter. Okay, we get the understanding. When it says the grapes are grapes of gall and the vine is of the vine of Sodom, that's the making of wine. Grapes come from the vine, and when they ferment it, it turns into wine. So when we read Revelation 18, it says all nations have drunk of the wine. Okay, so everybody's finished. And the main wine is Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why you see everybody freaking out and becoming homosexuals right now. Because that's the same people in Deuteronomy 32 incorporated themselves in Revelation 18. That's causing everybody to freak out, man. Okay, that's why you start to see that. And who's that? That's the so-called white race. Okay, so go back to Deuteronomy 30. We're going to hold Revelation 18. Read verse 32 again.
For their vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of God. Their clusters are bitter. Their wine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of asps.
Right, so go back to Revelation chapter 18, verse 3.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of the fornication.
That's why those nations are going to be destroyed as well. 5 sets of Magog, which is a Russia-China alliance. The bulk of that is going to be destroyed. Okay, half of Europe is going to be destroyed. The land of Israel predominantly is going to be destroyed. The people that's within it, the strangers, are going to be put to death. Okay, this place, America, is definitely going to be set on fire because it's the leading one. It's Babylon the Great, and it's falling. Okay, this place is falling, man. Okay, many is falling financially. Okay, read on.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Right. All the kings of the earth represent all the Gentile kingdoms. Have fornicated off of that wine as spoken of. That wine of Sodom and Gomorrah. They've legalized homosexuality in France. Okay, there you go. That's the reason why. Because that main wine is that wine of Sodom and Gomorrah. What were they doing? being freaks. Read on.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Right, because they got to have the mark of the beast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, France has to be a bunch of faggots and freaks in order for them to continue on with their relationship with America. All right, that's how they get rich, through trading with America. The abundance of her delicacies. That's the mark of the beast. Okay, that's the buying and selling aspect. You understand? It has nothing to do with the RFID chip, which we're still waiting for, that men still running their mouth about. With no understanding. Okay, that we love to shut down and correct. Okay, it's funny, man, because even after March 23rd, niggas still talking about a chip. I saw one cat on the highway talking about it's law now. Unbelievable, man. We're gonna get more into this Babylon the Great aspect, but we want to shut it down for now. Okay. But that's the introductory of who is Esau Edom. We got plenty more information here, though. Okay, we have yet. Okay, matter of fact, when most are willing, we're going to go into the collaboration of America through Esau and Japheth. Okay, we're going to go into the wickedness of America furthermore prophesied in the Bible as its destruction, because we went into Esau as a family, but now we're going to go into Esau incorporated into Babylon the Great, further prove it's America. Okay, then we're going to go and show and do a few verses in Obadiah concerning the end of Esau as a nation of people, and we're going to continue to bring out that we're going to do a video on Obadiah Mosai as well in the upcoming future. And we're going to show and prove that Obadiah, the last few verses have not been fulfilled yet. Okay, we're going to continue to attack and show and bring out Edom, how we're going to be treating and dealing with them. And then another doctrine that we're going to cut Mosai will in the volume 2 is that the misunderstanding that of Esau mixing in with the dark nation, so Esau's children came out looking dark. Because you got these men that are saying that, you know, Esau descendants are brown because he mixed in with dark nations of women. Okay, so we're going to attack that doctrine and lie. Okay, because we know he dealt with Hittite, Ishmael, and Hivite women. Okay, but we're going to show and prove certain things concerning those women according to the scriptures and according to geography and the Bible Atlas and the scriptures as usual, which I already said already. All right, so with that, okay, that's the end of volume 1 of Who is Esau Edom, which is the biblical name of the so-called red-faced Caucasian race, pale face, and we're going to continue on, okay, in future episodes. I am Priest Brother Tuabakar, and I had reading for me in the background.
Priest Marshot.
Right, so like we always say, okay, peace be unto you, but there is no peace save God unto the wicked. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 22. Shalom.